So I did a video on YouTube where I had interviewed Kevin Sembita and Sean Roberson of Palladium Books about their current Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Kickstarter. And there are so many people who are just looking to kind of tear that down with comments and stuff. I've had multiple comments about, how the old Robotech Kickstarter went and how Palladium can't be trusted because of that. And I've heard things about certain people they've done interviews with, and, frankly, I don't care about that. But I do want to address the Kickstarter concerns. Now, I am by no means a Palladium Books apologist. I have been very critical in the past of things that they have done. I am somebody who got into Palladium Books back in the mid-90s, and actually it was my first time playing tabletop RPGs was through Palladium Books. Heroes Unlimited, TMNT, and Rifts were the very first campaign I ever played. We started as Heroes Unlimited characters, used some TMNT stuff, and ended up going through a Rift and ending up in Rifts. So again, my background was that. I got really into it. I started off loving everything they did, and yes, they burned some bridges even back then in like the early 2000s and stuff. Having books that they had promised many years in advance that did not go through. And some of them still have never been published. Book of Magic series was supposed to have multiple books. I believe they only have one out still. And they had pre-orders up back then for these things. Now, I was very critical of stuff like that. I was reluctant to back any of their crowdfunding efforts. They have done Rift's Black Market, Rift's Lemuria. Both of those were done on something other than Kickstarter. Both of those funded, and both of those books are out. I don't know if they were late on delivery of those, but both of those books are out, special covers and everything. The only Kickstarter that truly failed that I know of, or crowdfunding that truly failed, was the Robotech Kickstarter. Now, you guys feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I did not back the project, but a lot of issues, it sounds like, were because of Ninja Division. Ninja Division, for some reason, had to double dip to get models done in China. I don't know the specifics of why, but that was something that happened. And they didn't finish all the models they were supposed to do for the Kickstarter, for the project. And that, I believe, is why the Kickstarter never completely fulfilled. Now, they had the base levels and things like that, and last I heard, before Palladium lost the license, is they made it an option if you had tried to do the stuff that didn't get fulfilled. They had made it an option for people to, cash in what the stretch goals and things like that were for some of the more base sets and whatever, so that these people could at least get their value worth. And if they want to turn around and sell it or whatever, they could. Now, my understanding is not everybody ended up taking them up on that, and now people are mad about that. But that was, a decade ago? Palladium tried to do a board game after that, which was going to be really awesome, and that one had nothing to do with Ninja Division, and it was going to be Carmen Belair, who has written some stuff for Palladium, and he had designed this game and was working on it. And because of the way he felt, it just wasn't good for his mental health. So they canceled the board game Kickstarter. So they didn't screw anybody there. Since then, they've done the Titan Robotics Kickstarter, I believe, which I think was run by Sean Roberson. Sean Roberson is the new partner at Palladium, only a few years there. Since he's been there, they have stopped overpromising and under-delivering. They have run multiple Kickstarters. Now, Sean worked with Savage Worlds and did Savage Rifts before Palladium. He's run multiple successful Kickstarters, and he's definitely somebody that I trust from that standpoint. He is the one running point on this TMNT Kickstarter. And again, I interviewed both of them. I've talked to Kevin multiple times over the years. This time in talking with Kevin, he did not overpromise anything. In fact, you can tell that the way Sean has wanted things to kind of be under wraps, not giving spoilers away, you can tell it's rubbed off on Kevin. Kevin didn't just throw out his responses to these things. These are positive things. So as somebody who's followed the company for a very long time, I feel very confident that anything that they get funding to hit in this TMNT Kickstarter, they will follow through on. I truly believe that, and that's because I have the utmost trust and respect for Sean. If you've been burned before, hey, I get it. Be apprehensive, things like that. But there's definitely a segment of people who are just trying to smear Palladium Books' name, and I understand why. I get it. But I don't think this is the same scenario. It's not the same situation. This is being done in-house. Yes, they have some companies helping them with things like dice trays. They've never done dice trays or dice towers. But the books, the alternate covers, I mean, they've pretty much got all the approvals needed already. They've already got most of the art shown on the Kickstarter now for the books. So I don't foresee any of that being a problem. And if there ends up being problems on the other stuff, I would be willing to assume that it wasn't in Palladium's, basket. It wasn't their fault. But I don't foresee that being a problem. So that's my take on it. I did want to address this real quick. I've reached out to somebody who did a video on YouTube basically saying not to trust or be leery of trusting Palladium Books, because I think it would be interesting to have a back and forth discussion with them about it, just to hear their concerns and maybe voice some of my opinion. I'm not affiliated with Palladium Books. I'm not financially backed by them or anything like that. I'm just somebody who has multiple decades of experience with them, who actually does enjoy their games a little bit. So with that said, take it for what it is. Feel free to have a discussion with me in the comments. I have no problem giving you guys my opinions on it, but I did want to make it known what my thoughts were and why you guys shouldn't be concerned. So let me know what you think.